Right, so the conference is over now here in Addis Ababa, and it's been very interesting. Good to come to this country. One thing that I've learned about this country, Ethiopia, is the fact that Africa can build by itself without guidance from the West. It's a beautiful city. It's got great infrastructure. They do not have load shedding in this country, and they've built this country from scratch as Africans without any help from Europeans because they were never colonized. And that is something that I found interesting. They also say that they do not have foreign banks in this country. And because they do not have foreign banks in this country, they use their own banks, their own savings, their own capital to build the infrastructure and to build this nation. That is a message to many African countries that we should be looking at building our own country and our own countries without waiting for European debt and without waiting for debt from other countries. This brings me now to the issue of the AU. It was a very interesting conference, but many leaders did not come. Museveni did not even bother to come. He sent somebody junior. The Malawian president did not come. I did not see the Botswana president. And in fact, many people who've always come here have said that they felt that most presidents did not come. We did not even see the festivities and activities that usually go with this conference. And the question is why? And so when we asked some of the people why the Museveni didn't come, they said Museveni said unless there starts to be reforms at the AU and unless there starts to be concrete decisions made on real important issues, he doesn't find the reason to come. And then we also have the Francophone countries that did not come. The other issue that I saw is that the issues that they discuss here tend to lack what is important for African countries. Number one, they have this emphasis on partners. And these partners oftentimes are Western nations, the World Bank, and these Western institutions that are known to underdevelop Africa. And the question we're asking the AU is why do you keep partnering with enemies of Africa to try and develop Africa? For instance, the World Bank is lending money to the AU to create a think tank for Africans, a think tank for the AU, but they won't even allow us to have money to industrialize. The World Bank is known for deindustrializing Africa, over-indebting Africa. So why are they still our partners? Why do we take money from them? And why don't we emulate Ethiopia that does not use Western banks to develop itself? Another issue is food. They are partnering with institutions that want to bring GMOs onto the African continent. They do not talk about institutions like AGRA that have taken a very important role on the continent to make rules on how it is that we grow our food. They are not making anything or any policies to nullify UPO that gives precedence to Western seed companies to produce our seeds at the expense of our farmers and our nations. We also talk to them about the issues of medicines. They keep talking about medicines coming from Western companies, partnering with Western companies, and yet HIV has been spread on this continent together with many other diseases through vaccines that were given. This is something that is not a conspiracy theory. Listen to Saima, listen to Walter Basson. These are issues that were held in South African courts. These are issues in the public domain where Saima executives, Saima soldiers admit that they used vaccines to vaccinate Africans and to give them HIV. These are topics and discussions that were not had here at the AU. Our leaders continue to partner with these people that want to destroy African life. And the question we're asking is, what's the point of all these meetings if our leaders are still going to talk with the enemy? And then, of course, there's the European peace facility that I spoke about. It's a facility that seeks to give Africans, individual African nations, weapons to fight terrorism or to fight their neighbors. This money used to go to the AU when it used to be called the Africa Peace Facility. But now those monies will be given by European nations directly to African countries. And this is also why we're still seeing Western bases in African countries. We've got a person like Ruto, pretends to be a Pan-Africanist. But Ruto has got two military bases, the Americans and the British. The Americans have two bases, the British have one. Why would a Pan-Africanist like Ruto still have US bases on African soil? Why would the Ghanaian president still have American bases on his soil? Why would Zambia be putting AFRICOM on their soil? And why do we come to these meetings when we've got sellouts like these leaders sitting among us?